Thank you so much for tuning in tonight to the Ryan Files, the Friday night mic drop. I am tired. Oh, man, I appreciate you guys so much. Man, so many people on tonight. Oh, Margaret, gosh, thank you so much. It's very kind of you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's very kind. Everybody, just give me a thumbs up or a yes, you can hear me. I am a little crazy tired. A lot of stuff going on, man. I appreciate everyone tuning in. A lot of the same awesome folks who have been there from the beginning. It kind of puts things in perspective. When you think back, at the beginning of this year, we weren't even at 1,000 subscriptions. Think about that. And it wasn't until May, I believe it was May or March or April, where we hit the 1,000 and then 1,500, and it's like boom. From there, it was like boo. So, yeah, to have 70,000, and it's interesting. I did a kind of just like okay, if we can grow this much based upon the way things are going, where would we be at the end of year 2, which is coming up, by the way. Year 2 will be the last episode of. Basically, Halloween is, ironically, the time. That's when the first episode was on the 31st in 2023. So, yeah, we're looking at, the end of year 2 coming up very shortly. We're in October. So, and I had, estimates of where we need to be. It'll be interesting if we hit those estimates. We're tracking. Let's just say that. And then I also did estimates for the end of the year. So it'll be exciting to see. I'll let you know if we hit those or not. But, man, with the kind of guests we got, it's awesome. So let me see. Gosh, I make sure. Yes, you can hear me. Okay, audio good. Thank you. I can see it. I don't have enough faith in myself, I guess, doing this to. I'm so crazy. Anyways, let's see here. I got a couple stories I want to tell you this week. This month will be a year since you've been following. That's awesome, Brenda. Thank you so much. 2 years. Yeah, man, time went fast. I miss the puzzles still, Christine. I do, but maybe sometime, maybe just 1 week I'll do one. Maybe we'll do like one for Friday night after dark or something like that. And I know Jill was into the puzzles. Hey, Sheila, good to have you. You and Tony. Anyways, I appreciate all of you. You guys were here, most of you from early on, some of you from the very beginning. So thank you. It means a lot, man. It does. And I can't say thank you enough. So I appreciate it. Speaking of the Ryan Files After Dark, I don't have a mouse tonight. I just got home, dude. I just got home, and it's kind of crazy. If something screws up, please let me know in the comments. But, okay, so I I did the Ryan Files After Dark with Gary Legier. You guys have, you've seen it. You know what it was. I'm just waiting on it to pull up. Brandon Chase, he said hi. Yes, we got to get Brandon Chase and Nick King. Have them email me, please, Margaret. We'll get them on ETA Files for sure. And Kristen just got a new house. That's awesome, man. Just unpack and, man, have some fun. Okay, so I was going through, and just this morning, I haven't had a lot of time. I'll tell you about that in a second. But I looked down at some of the statistics and limited push monetization and everything because Gary likes to smoke and talk about weed and everything else and cusses and all that and whatnot. But here we are today, like, is it 1 week? Was it last week or was it 2 weeks ago? I don't know, man. I've been so crazy. The Face on Mars, The Face That Shouldn't Exist, Mars Secrets with Gary Legier 60,897 views. That's crazy, man. That's awesome. And maybe perhaps even telling. I think the episode that has the most views on the Ryan Files currently is Derek Gilbert with 94,288. Looking for that first 100,000 views episode. And already just from Tuesday, Dr. Michael Lake, 21,481 views. That's awesome. So one way or another, man, we're getting out there. And just keep on pushing it, man. So Gary is real. That's right. Gary is real. So I reached out to Gary this morning. I was just, getting up and getting around. I was like, that's awesome. I was like, Gary, what do you want to talk about? Come on back on. And I think he's awesome for a Friday night mic drop kind of thing, or Friday night Ryan Files After Dark. Not everyone has to watch. That's the thing. Like, not everyone has to watch those episodes. They get late and whatnot. But I think it's kind of nice. You get the weekend coming up, and it's kind of telling. Maybe that's a slot, And even YouTube itself said, hey, that made a big difference. And we've seen the upward, up and to the right kind of trajectory. So, it's probably something I need to consider making a regular thing. It's a lot. It's a lot when you're doing everything on your own. So anyways, the bottom line is, the data is there. So let's see how it goes. I've got this computer that doesn't have awesome. This is the computer I got fixed, if you recall. And in order to have the power cord plugged in, I've got to tape it. Anyways, and when you're doing live video or anything like this, the computer gets really hot. So I've been taping it with gaff tape, and it's not working. So if I lose power, anyways. Okay, so this week, really exciting stories. Number one, Dr. Michael Lake is awesome. Dude, he just goes there. I love it, man. I love everything about it. We had a great conversation, a lot of fun. And obviously people are watching, and so thank you, Dr. Michael Lake. Jesse Aron on ETA Files, awesome. A lot of people have never heard that story. He's the first guy who ever beat me in a contest, the first time I ever didn't win a contest. Jesse Aron won, I got second, and of course there's been time since then, but that was a big moment in my life, and for the good, for the positive. So that was kind of a fun episode. If you haven't checked it out, check it out on ETA Files. We have a great conversation. Very sincere. I love his heart. So that was awesome. Next week on ETA Files is the one and only Nick Perkins out of Louisiana. It's a fun conversation, different. I've never really got to know Nick. I feel like I did. And, we had a great conversation. So check it out next week on ETA Files. And of course on the Ryan Files next week. I am so stoked. This dude has been on Joe Rogan. I mean, Joe Rogan flew him out and they did the episode, and I mean, he's awesome. It's Christopher Dunn. Hold on here. He's got a couple books. The Giza Power Plant here, and the Tesla Connection, Giza, the Tesla Connection. Both fascinating reads. For anybody, John Jeffords, engineer, he's an engineer. You will appreciate it so much. And it's kind of like one of those episodes where we just get going and I let him talk because he's English. He has a little bit of a British accent. He lives in Illinois. So it's not real strong accent, but he is smart and talks about stuff. And man, he just lays it out like, dude, the pyramid is a machine. Like, okay, well, there you go. And his facts are being supported by new evidence. His hypothesis, so to speak, is being supported by new evidence. So it's really exciting this week coming up Tuesday night on the Ryan Files. No, 2 weeks from now. I'm sorry, dude. That's 2 weeks. Next week is Daniel Duke. And we go back in. Daniel Duke was on episode blah, 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 blah. Talking about Jesse James. He's a great grandson of Jesse James. But he is, so we talked about, that connection with Jesse James faking his own death, all that stuff. But this week we're talking about the treasure maps and all the treasure maps and how it's all over. It's all over. And he has this, it's called the Veil template that tells where these treasures are, and they have been there. Some things are just historical significant things. Like I forget the name of it, the Lobos stone, whatever, that was in ancient Hebrew, but it was found in Arizona. So there's a lot of really cool things in that episode. Enjoyed it. It's out right now for members only if you're interested, as is Nick Perkins on ETA Files. Check it out, man. Good stuff. Awesome guest, man. Just and in building friendships, like I would say Daniel Duke has become a friend, as is Christopher Dunn. It's interesting how you just have some talks with some people and you feel a connection. There's a dude, Micah Van Huss, who I interviewed this week, and we're going to do 2 episodes actually. He'll be coming up, but he's a former 4-term state senator in Tennessee, former Marine, served in Iraq, and awesome dude, man. Just feel like, you feel a connection to some of these people. So that's what's exciting and fun about doing this. But I do want to tell you this week's fun, crazy story. All right. This background that you see right here was for an interview that I was supposed to have last Saturday with engineer, theoretical physicist, Jack Sarfardi. Okay. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this. Wait, hold on. I'm reading the gauges over your right shoulder correctly. The flux capacitor is overheating. Where do you find such cool backgrounds? Yeah, exactly. And what's funny that you say that, John. All right, over my right shoulder back here. Yeah. So funny you say that, Jack. I don't think I mentioned this last week. Jack Sarfardi, theoretical physicist, and I could read you his academia bio. It's unbelievable. This dude was involved with, AI early on, quantum computing early on. He was taught by the people who were in the Manhattan Project. He was involved with Star Wars during the Ronald Reagan administration. He is on the front line, and now he's like, UFO propulsion, that kind of faster than light and all that stuff is possible with our own physics. He knows how to do it. It involves metamaterials, all this. He's like in it to win it. All right. I reached out to him. I was just researching, came up with a name, got contact information, and reached out to him. And he said yes. And he was supposed to be on Saturday, and he didn't show up. And he apologized and said, "Oh, man, I'm sorry. I was out. I was busy. Let's reschedule." And we reschedule. And he sends me an email. He sent me an email that was one of his lectures, about 50 pages of PDF. And man, it was all math, and it was all theoretical math, crazy, awesome math. And I don't even, John, I don't even know that you would understand some of this stuff. But maybe you would. I can pass it along to you. It was from one of his lectures. And so I said, you know what? I want to make sure that Jack understands. And I laid it out in the original email, but I wanted to make sure Jack understands that I'm asking for a guy like him to take what is currently going on, which is really relevant, and bring it down to an understandability that, you and I can understand. And I wrote him back, and I got kind of a weird message saying, I'm super busy. I've got to fly to Houston for some patent stuff. Most of what I'm working on right now is going black. So I don't really know how much I can talk about it. Keep in mind, I have researched this guy, and I've seen him do interviews exactly like I was hoping to get him to do, and they're fascinating. He's got a lot of energy. He is the guy, speaking of the flux capacitor, he is the guy who was the person that Christopher Lloyd's character, Doc, from Back to the Future, was modeled after. Okay, this is that dude. Okay, Doc from Back to the Future. So anyways, he sends me that email, and it's late at night. And, man, I thought, okay, I've got this guy who possibly is going to come on the Ryan Files, who knows so much and can make us understand it. He says a lot of his stuff is going black. He's obviously he's busy. He's got a lot of things on his plate. I need to throw this guy a bone. All right. I need to up the ante, so to speak. So I write him an email, and I say, "Hi, Jack," which I think is funny. And yes, I did that on purpose. I'm such a child. "Hi, Jack." It's just funny. "Hi, Jack." I said, "Hi, Jack. You said it yourself. This work is going black. Before it disappears behind closed doors, the public deserves to hear directly from you, just like you demonstrated in the video you sent me." And he sent another documentary where he was explaining stuff. "I'm not a physicist, and my audience isn't either. So yes, I'm asking you to bring it down to plain English, but I want you to bring it. The real science from you. I can guide the conversation with a few questions, but the stage is yours. I'd be glad to offer you an honorarium for 1 hour of your time," which is, of course, me saying, "Hey, I'm happy to pay you for your time." I know he's busy. "If it's not possible, I'll respect that. But if there's even a small window, this could be the most important conversation I've ever hosted. Respectfully, Ryan." And I thought, because it was pretty late at night, I was like, I'll get a response tomorrow or in a couple days or whatnot. He immediately wrote me back. All right. And this was the longest response I've gotten from this guy. And when I, opened it up and just saw the length of it, I was like, oh, okay, this is good. And then I read it. Oh, and then I read it. So it just starts out, no Ryan, no Jack, anything. Just it starts out, this is what he said. "It's too much work to try to explain this stuff to people who simply are badly educated that they do not know elementary math. I'm too busy right now. I will only talk to people who understand fractions like G over C to the fourth and basic calculus. In this age of computers, if you are not math literate, you're doomed to ignorance and probably poverty. There are now many videos of me trying to make the blind see. Not possible if one does not understand the language of physics, which is math. One math equation is equivalent to 30 minutes of explaining by words, which still are inadequate without the math." That was it. And I wrote a very nice reply. I did. I said, "Jack, I understand you're busy. I'll be following your work. I wish you nothing but the best. If you have a change of heart, please reach out. I think the world needs to know." Something like that. So that was kind of like a wow moment. That's the first time I kind of got, shut down, so to speak, pretty harshly. But, it happens. Let me know what you think of that response in the comments below. And, just kind of crazy. That happened. I think he had my email address in his email address because I've gotten a couple emails from him since with other lecture notes. I'm Jack, I'm trying to learn theoretical physics. So anyways, just kind of like well, wow. So, well, okay then. That was basically it. So yeah, it's been an exciting week. I do have a number of episodes in the can. Some amazing people coming up on both sides of the aisle, the ETA file stuff, and then the Ryan files. And reaching out to Gary, trying to get him back. And I've got a After Dark episode with Sean Barker planned. We're going to talk about AI, which is kind of just like a fun talk. Well, I mean, listen, I don't know that rude is the right term. The dude is obviously busy. He's obviously involved in some pretty big stuff. And there's probably a lot of pressure on him. Maybe I caught him at a bad moment and have the grace to give him that, But that being said, I do think it's curious. There are certain, for lack of a better word, elite people who really think that way. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. They're saying I'm doomed to, poverty and whatever, just because I maybe don't understand theoretical math. Might be true. Maybe it's a fair warning he gives us. I don't know. But I do know that it would probably be pretty easy for someone in his position to have a paradigm that views the world that way. So, but it would have been great to have him talk about this stuff in a way that maybe only he can. So, maybe I'll pass all this information on to John Jeffords, and John can come on and explain it all. Yes, our local engineer for the Ryan files. So anyway, that's it. I had a revelation I was going to share with you, but I think I'm going to wait for next week. I just got done this morning. I dropped off all my stuff to my accountant for my extension on taxes. So everything, that was what I've been dealing with the past couple of weeks. I usually, if I file an extension during the summer, I'll go through all this stuff. Obviously, I was on the road for 2.5 months over the summer. Didn't get to it until after I got back. After I got back from Elvis Explosion, there was 1,000 other things going on, opening and closing the show and getting caught up on the podcast side. So it's just been literally the past 3 weeks have been exhausting. And it's something I hate. I do. I hate accounting. I can do it. I'm not bad at it, and I keep meticulous records, but it's the only thing I think in my life that I can say honestly that I procrastinate on. And that's a terrible thing. But anyways, dropped it off. I'm sure there's some questions I'll have to answer and all that, but it's in effect behind me, which means now it's full go for the Ryan files and ETA files. So we're just going to keep on chucking down the road. We've got merchandise coming up. I got a new way that I want to get that out there. If you're interested, great. I appreciate it. Everything helps. Every little thing helps support the channel. Keep things going. I need to get some new cameras. I know that. I'm working on that. And but at the end of the day, what a great position to be in. This year has been amazing, and it's been amazing because of you. That's it. And there's so many other people who are jumping on board. I think a lot of people are kind of either not in the know, or they're just like, cautiously approaching. So easy going. Come on in. The water's fine, so to speak. So let me check out some of your comments. Yeah, I know it's easy to say rude, and whatnot, but, and that, I'm human. My first reaction was, well, okay, right. But then I got to thinking about it. I was like, man, if I was in his position, maybe I'd be the same. I don't know, because I'm not. And, but maybe it's a valuable lesson to, we all have in our lives people that we are maybe over, and maybe show a little grace from time to time. So he could have just said he's busy, and he did. And I emailed him back. So he had to go and explain it. Go Yankees. That's right. That's right. I love it. I got to be honest. That Red Sox win was like, oh, but it's awesome. Love it. Share your revelation now. I may be beamed up by Martians at any moment. Who agrees he should share now? Well, there's a video that has to go with it, and it's not done. So, yeah. So, anyways, I appreciate you guys so much. I am going to take the night, and it was awesome. I got home. Amy was making dinner, which we don't get a chance to do that often because of schedule differences. So, I'm going to go eat. I'm going to take a jacuzzi tub bath and just let all the tension pour off of me. And then I am going to sleep and get a good night's sleep and get cracking tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day. I'm excited. I've got some good stuff coming up. So anyways, this is the background that you will not see with an episode with Jack Sarfardi, theoretical physicist. It is what it is. I appreciate you guys so much. Be awesome. Hopefully we'll get into this Friday night thing. I don't know. I'm excited to see because it certainly had an impact, and that's the direction we got to go. So, but anyways, I think that's it. Tune in on Tuesday. We're going to talk about treasure. Hidden treasure, man, all the way back maybe to Templars, maybe pirate treasure, maybe even older, which gets really exciting. It's all in America. A lot of this stuff has been found in Texas. Some of these treasure caches were even mentioned in the Watergate hearings. Real, actual government documentation about, and Nixon was like handing out who was able to go grab it. So it's pretty fascinating stuff. That's all I have to say. And, yeah, you guys are great, man. I can't thank you enough. I cannot thank you enough. So be amazing. Stay curious out there, my friends. And I will see you right here next week after the Friday Night Mic Drop.